Hey guys, this is Kaushik. Today I've got your lead code question with the question number 2574 and the question title is left and right sum difference. Let us try to understand what does the question say. So you are given a array of integers, okay? So let us assume the array is going to be of 5, 2, 4 and 1, okay? 5, 3, 2, 4, 1, okay? So you have to find the left and right sums difference. So when I am going to say left and right sums difference, let us take a index variable I, okay? Now they're asking you to check with all the sum of elements in the right side, which is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is going to be 10, right? And now if you observe the sum of values in the left side, it is to be noted that we have to ignore the element 5. So if you observe the elements in the left side, which is 0, thus I'll subtract it with 0. The absolute difference of this is to be kept into another integer array. So the difference is going to be 10. I'm giving it as 10. Now, continuing with that, I'm incrementing the I value. Again, ignoring this 3, consider all the elements which is there in the left side. Okay, so the elements in the right sides are going to be 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and again, the elements, sum of elements in the left side are going to be 5, right? Okay, so the difference between these two elements are going to be 2. The absolute difference between these two elements are going to be 2. So 2 has to be kept into the array. Then again, let me increase the I value. So I reaches 2. If you observe the right side sum, which adds up to 5, right? And the left side sum, which adds up to 8. Okay. So now 5 minus 8, which I have to do here, which is going to give me the answer as 3. Okay. So again, continuing with that, I'm going to increment the value where the value is going to be 4, ignoring this 4, check with all the elements in the right side, which is going to be 1. Sum of elements in the right side is 1. And if you observe the sum of elements in the left side, they are 5, 3, and 2, which is equivalent to 10. And the absolute difference between these both are going to be 9. So 9 is kept into the integer array. Again, let me take out the last value. As we have seen for the first element, similarly, ignoring this 1, the left side sum of the array, okay, this left side sum of the array is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 plus 4, 14. Okay, the left side sum is going to be 14. And the right side sum, if you observe, there are no elements in the right side. Yes, thus the right side sum is going to be considered as 0. Now, if you see the difference between these two, the absolute difference between these two are going to be 14. Okay, so this is going to be your target array to be printed, or it should be returned as per your LeetCode platform. Okay, so let us try to understand how does this code work, or how does this logic work. In general, people will be going ahead by choosing slicing operation to get this done. When I'm saying slicing operation, they're going to keep your I value at the first index and they'll try to slice the entire array and they'll find the sum of this. So continuing with this, let us keep it in the middle and try to understand how does the slicing work. So what they're going to do is they're going to slice the half of the list and again slice the second half of the list and they'll try to find the sum of it if you're going to write the code in Python, right? Okay, so now let us try, but that is going to increase your time complexity, isn't it? Right, so let us try to understand how I'm going to get this done with a lesser time complex. To do that, let me take, observe carefully, to do that, let me take a variable which is going to have the sum of the entire list. Sum of entire list is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 plus 1, 15. So sum of entire list is going to be 15, right? Now, let us assume my I is going to be in the initial part, right? So it is very clear that you should not take out or you should not consider the element, the current index element, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all the values here. So the sum of elements is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we can very clearly see that from the total, I can simply subtract my 5. But what about the left elements? Let us assume the sum of left element is going to be 0. Left array, or let's say left list, is going to be 0. Now, from the total, what is your work is so simple. From the total Z, I am going to subtract my I value. Thus, this will give you the sum of elements in the right side. Along with that, I'm also going to subtract elements in the left side, which is going to be 0, obviously. Okay. So this value is going to give you as 10. So I'm going to keep it as 10. But please observe carefully. When I'm incrementing my I value, okay? When I'm incrementing my I value, what is happening here is, let us now take my I value as 3. Let's do the same work. So 15. In 15, I'm going to cut short 3, which is going to be 12. From 12, I am going to subtract my x value. Now, you need to understand what is this x value going to be. I used my x variable to follow up, or let's say I'm going to add all the running sum of the left side elements, right? So let me consider my x value as 5 now. In the previous iteration, I'm going to store your x value as 5. That I value is going to be stored in x. Now, if you observe carefully, I'm going to subtract 5 also from your 10. Now, please listen. Let us say z, which is going to be 15, and I value is going to be 3. So 15 minus 3 is going to give you 12. Good. Now, I'm going to subtract 5 from this. It is obviously going to give you answer as 7. But if you observe, 7 is not the answer. But one thing I can make sure that 7 is going to be the sum of right array elements, isn't it? Right? So this formula z minus x, I minus x is going to give you sum of all these elements, isn't it? Now again, I have to do another minus x so that I will be also subtracting it in the from the left sum. So the general concept is so simple that you have needed to add all the elements on the right side. The sum value, which is going to be z minus I minus x, isn't it? That should be subtracted with sum of elements in the left side. So left sum is being followed with your x variable. Got it? Right. So now when I'm going to do this, the absolute difference I'm going to get is going to be 2. So simple. Let me make the value clear here. So I'm going to have z value as 15 minus I value is going to be 3 minus, again I'm going to have my x value. So x value is going to be 5, and I'm again going to subtract with 5. So 15 minus 3 is going to give you 12. Again, 12 minus 5 is going to give you 7. 7 minus 5 is going to give you minus 2. Sorry, 7 minus 5 is going to give you 2, which is the right answer. Isn't it? So let me again increase my I value and check whether my formula is going to work for the next element or not. If it is going to work, let's start implementing it. Now again, I'm going to take my I value as 2. Z value is by default 15. I value is 2. But make sure that you're adding your I value after every iteration. So this 5, sorry, this 3 is getting added to 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Your x value becomes 8. So now my values are going to be 15 minus 2 minus 8 minus 8, isn't it? Now, let us solve this. 15 minus 2 is going to give you 13. 13 minus 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6. Again, 6 minus 8 is going to give you the answer as 3. Yes or no? Right. Now, so my work is perfectly right. 4 plus 1, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 8. 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. Okay. Now, let me increment my I value. Now, I value is going to be 4, and I'm going to have it as 15, 15, 4. Okay. And your x value will be added. 8 plus 2, 10. Here it's going to be 10. Again, it is going to be 10. In general, I'm going to make it as 15 minus 4 minus 10 minus 10, which is going to be 9, obviously. And again, I'm going to increment my I value. My I value is 1. So let me have my z value as 15. I value is going to be 1, but the previous I value will be getting added to x, isn't it? So x value becomes 14, and again x value becomes 14. Thus, you're going to get your answer as 14 itself, because 15 minus 1 is 14, 14 minus 14 is 14, which is going to give you 0, 0 minus 14 is going to give you 14, because I'm going to perform your absolute difference. So I'm going to use my ABS function. Right? So this is going to be the logic of the code. Let us quickly see how does the code works. So let me quickly take the input from the user. So I'm going to have it as n equals to list of map of int comma input dot split, right? So I'm going to use this line to get the list elements from the user. Now, once you have done with taking all the elements from the user, then let me declare s is equals to sum of n. So n is going to be all the list of elements, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the sum of all the elements. So z is equals to sum of n. Done. Now, once that work is done, what I'm going to do is let me write a for loop. For I in the range of Okay, so I'm going to run the for loop for len of n, isn't it? Right? And yes, I also need another x variable for finding the left sum, which I've discussed already. So now let me get into the for loop. My first and foremost work is to add your, or let's say I am going to uh, append all the elements to a new list. So let me create a new list called L. Inside that new list, L dot append. So what I'm going to append into this new list is very simple. I am going to have it as Z, right? Actually, yes, absolute difference. ABS of Z minus I minus X is what we have figured out. And be very careful with this. This people generally forget. After your completion of this line, you need to add your I value. Sorry, this is going to be N of I to your X. Here also make it as N of I because we need to take the elements from the I. So now you come out, I can simply print your list and let's check whether the program is going to work or not. Let me copy the code, which is going to be 53241 is the value we thought of giving, right? So let me compile the code and check whether the code is going to work perfectly or not. Yes. So let me run the code and it is going to ask for an input, isn't it? So and I'm going to give it as 534. Yes, what was the other values? 53241, isn't it? So 2, 4, and 1. So yes, as expected, we got the answer as 10, 2, 3, 9, 14. Hope you like the video. Thank you. Thank you.